Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial video on my YouTube channel. I am Mr. Olo and this is Design with Mr. Olo. In this tutorial video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can create a simple professional new month design or social media design for it could be for your client or for yourself. But in this particular design, we are going to be doing something different whereby we are going to be creating, we're going to be making the design to relate or to commemorate the celebration of Christians in this month of April. Now, today is April 1st, and in this month of April, Christians are celebrating what they call Easter. So, this design is going to be focused in that aspect, like it's going to have that vibe to it. But if you're not a Christian and you're watching this tutorial video, please don't take this as a religious thing. Just learn the tricks and the tactics of which I'm going to be using to make sure this design is a very excellent one. You learn it, grab it, and use it to enhance your own design skills and design knowledge. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So as you can see on my screen, I already have the elements which we'll be using to create the design. We have a background here, we have the thorns of crown, the crown thorns that was placed on the head of Jesus Christ during his crucifixion, and we have a very will I say dark, or this I just love the way this particular image is looking. So I'm going to be using these three images to create these three elements here to create our design. So now, having gotten acquainted with our designs, let's start off with our design. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in our text, which I'm just going to write in April. So I'm just going to bring in our text and I'm going to write in April. Now, I'm not just going to, stop it here or end it here. I'm going to do what we call, I'm going to select a font. Okay, there's a particular font that I'll be using. It's called Righteous. I just wanted everything to blend in with what we'll be doing today. So I'm going to use a font called Righteous. This font will also be made available to you, or everything we're going to be using today, both these elements, everything, the materials we're going to be using today for this tutorial video will be made available for you in the description box below, so that in case you want to follow along. So now I'm just going to create a small box that I'm going to use to do my sort of alignment. So now I've made this April, but I'm not just going to use this April like this. Okay, I'm not going to use this April in this way. I'm going to do a little bit of changes. So I'm going to duplicate this April now. And I'm going to come over to my April. Then I'll first of all convert it to curve with Ctrl Q. Convert it to curve, Ctrl Q. Like, it's also a sort of converting your text to an object. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to now break this text apart using Ctrl K. So now if you use Ctrl K, you see that these things are appearing in the middle, as in it's like the empty aspects of your text are kind of open. So what you're going to do now is you're going to select the open part, you're going to highlight the open part, and you're going to select your letter, and you're going to come here and you're going to use trim. Then you delete the part so that you can get back your A. And you do the same thing for your P. You select the part that you feel was covered, you select your P, you trim, and then you delete. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here, okay, and I'm going to stretch these letters. I'm going to stretch them below. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to my to my shape tool, and I'm going to highlight all these anchor points, these 4 anchor points here. I'm going to highlight them. Then I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to drag them down to this particular point till they snap to this particular one. So now the reason why I did this, why I brought out this particular rectangle, was so that we can get an equal stuff. So I'm also going to select here, go to my shape tool, and I'm just going to do everything for all of them. Holding my shift, snap. I come over to my arrow, I do the same thing, snap. I go back to my eye, I do the same thing, snaps to the edge. Now go back to my L and I do the same thing till it snaps to the edge. And that is it. I'm going to just delete this away. Why do you think this is too much? I'm going to now highlight all of them and I'm going to group it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write this sort of welcome to, and I'm not going to use Righteous anymore. I'm just going to use the juggly bold. Okay, then I'm going to reduce it. Then I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to bring this welcome up here. Then I'm going to put it somewhere here, a little bit. It's going to be somehow little. Then I'm going to leave it there. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to group everything together. Okay, then I'm going to bring it out. So now we now need to create our background, because we now need to create what we'll be using to power clip so that we can create our background, because now it's time for us to start working on our background. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double tap to snap my square to my document page. Then I'm going to right click to remove the outline. I'm going to highlight all of these and bring them and power clip them into. Okay, after I highlight all of them, I'm going to right click, go to power clip, and I'm going to power clip them into this box. Then I'm going to now excuse these things away. Then I'm going to also create another box in here. I double tap, then I expand this a little, then I remove the outline. Then I'm going to duplicate these two images I just selected. So I'm going to power clip these two images into this box. Now watch me what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take this image, I'm going to paste it to the middle, and I'm going to enlarge till it covers the area I want. Okay, something like this. Okay, I'm also going to take this image and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to also enlarge it. Now I'm going to transparent. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transparent these in order for it to fit into the what? Into the I'm going to transparent it so that it can blend, the two images can blend together. So I'm just going to, now this image is selected, I'm going to go to my transparency tool. I'm going to transparent it to from this end here to somewhere here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to transfer it to somewhere here. And I'll take this back a little. Okay, so now I'm going to take this. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Then I'm going to take this image now to the back so that we can transparent that of Jesus Christ. So I'm going to take it to the back, shift page down. Then I'm going to do the same kind of transparency to Jesus Christ image, sorry. I'm going to do it somewhere here like this. Somewhere here. Okay. Now that I've done that, I'm going to exit. I'm going to click on finish. Now this is what it's showing me, but I'm not going to just do it like this. I'm going to color this particular background black so that I could see the blending properly. Okay, this blending isn't all too subtle, so I'm going to also take this image of Jesus Christ to the back, and I'm going to work on this transparency to kind of shift into, shift into the image of Jesus Christ, something like this, exactly something like this. So you can see kind of blended it to go into, to blend, like, to go into Jesus Christ's image. So I'm going to take this to the back. Let me see if taking to the back. Okay, now we've gotten what we want, or we could leave it the other way. Let's see. It's still okay. Now we've gotten this, we're going to bring this our stuff to the middle. We're going to put it to the middle. We're going to color it white for now. We're going to color it white for now. Okay, we're going to leave it this way. So the next thing we're going to do now is to bring in our tones. Okay, we're going to bring in these tones, these crown tones. So we're going to make a duplicate. I always say make a duplicate of your work. So we're going to bring it to the middle and put it somewhere here. Okay. Then we are going to enlarge it a bit. We are going to enlarge it a bit to something like this. But there's something I'm going to do now. I'm not just going to leave it this way. I'm going to make sure it kind of works well with what we are doing here today. Okay, I'm going to make sure it works well with what we're doing by desaturating it. So I want to turn it into black and white. So let me bring it to the front. So I'm going to turn this into black and white. So I'm going to go over to Effect. I'm going to go to Adjust, and I'll go to Desaturate. So once I go to Desaturate, it turns to black and white. but I want to make sure that it's kind of crispy, like it's sharp. So I'm going to go back to effect again. I'm going to go to adjust. Then I'm going to go to image adjustment lab. So once I go over to image adjustment lab, then I'll increase the what? The contrast. I'm using 45 as the contrast, so I increase the contrast to 45. Okay, you can see this whole thing is just leave it this way it is. Every other thing should be 0. The temperature should be at 5,000, but the contrast should be at what? 45. So I'm just going to click on OK, and I'm going to leave it here like this in this format. Then after leaving it in this format, then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here to this image, and I'm going to pick out a color that I'll be using. Okay, it's a color I want to use from these tones. Okay, I want to use a color from these tones, so I'm going to go over to my color picker tool here. I'm going to click on my color picker tool, and I'm going to go over to somewhere around here, and I'll pick out a color. I think I wanted something a bit bright, because that's the color I'll be using. Okay, so I'm going to come over, I'm going to give this welcome this particular color, but I think it's a bit dark. You know, I wanted something brighter. Okay, so I'm also going to come over here. Why I don't want to use this, usually I'm supposed to have dragged this in here and select the colors, but the color they haven't given to me, this one in particular, isn't bright. So I'm also going to collect my color picker, and I'm going to look for something a bit brighter, maybe something like this. So let me check it out. It doesn't correspond. Nope. Okay, I think I'm just going to keep trying out different colors. Okay, let me try this one out. I think this is cool. Okay, this is better. So we're just going to work with this. So now the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to make this April, I'm going to make it a white outline. So I'm going to select my April, I'm going to come over to white, and I'm going to right click. It becomes an outline. Then I'm going to left click in here. So once I left click, it becomes what? An outline. Then I can come over here and maybe increase it to there about 3. I think that is okay. Then I will, now this has been done this way. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to maybe reduce here a bit, then bring it down, not too down, but somewhere around here. Okay, then I'm going to take it to the back with Shift Control page down to the back. Then I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to group it. Now I'm going to enlarge it a bit. Then I'm going to skew it down a bit, skew it down a bit to somewhere here. Then let me try and then take it to the side so it doesn't cover up, the places that is very important for us to work with. So now that we have been able to adjust this particular area like this. Okay, now that we've done this in this manner, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a simple circle. We're going to draw out a circle. Okay, we're going to give it this color. Then we remove the outline. Then we take it to somewhere here. Okay, we're going to add this kind of light ray. So we're going to bring it somewhere around here. And then we're going to go to Effects. We're going to go to Blur. We're going to go to Gaussian Blur. I'm using 90%. Okay, I'm using 90%. And I'm going to click on OK. So let me try and see. Okay, I increase it a bit. I'm using 90% as the blur. I'm going to increase it a bit more. I think this is better. Then I think that is all. And the next thing, that's just all you need to do. There's nothing much. It's just a simple social media design. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this background, that we can add texture to this particular one. So before we do that, we're going to click on this background. We go back to bitmap, convert to bitmap. Okay. And once that's converted, we go back to effects, we go to noise, we go to what? Add noise. Then we leave it at 50-50. And we click on OK. We can reduce it a bit. Noise, add noise. Let's use 30-30. I think 30-30 is okay. Let's try 40. 40-40. Okay, 40-40 is okay. We're just going to leave it at 40-40. Now, once you're done, the next thing you can do is you can simply just add your logo to somewhere around here. You can simply add your logo anywhere you want to add it, and I think you're done. And that is it for this particular tutorial. So all you just need to do now is you just exit, and now you can see your full work this way. And you can see your full work this way, and the next thing you just click on Ctrl E, and you can export it, give it the title you want. You can just export it anyhow you want to export it, and then you click on, once you are done giving it a title, you click on export and you click on OK, and there you have it. You can send it to your phone, upload it on Instagram, upload it on Facebook, upload it on LinkedIn, upload it anywhere you want to upload it. It could be on your WhatsApp. So this is how you can create a simple and professional, Happy New Month stuff. And you can also skew it. You can skew it this way if you want. You can skew it to the other side if you want. Anyhow, whatever works for you. Okay, whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be my own pattern. Okay, you can skew it anyhow you want, whatever works for you. Okay, so that is it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button so that more people can see it. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that, as this helps us to grow. So until next time, in my next tutorial video, stay safe and stay healthy. If you want to improve your skills in graphic design, click on any of the video on the screen. Ciao, namaste.